I'm going to tell you the future of the country, and it can be seen in this.
What is that?
It's a tiny piece of paper. Okay, that's all it is. Tiny piece of paper. Containing the entire list of Joe Biden supporters remaining in the country. I wrote it down with a large crayon.
So here we go. Let's get into this poll that everybody is talking about this morning. This is the New York Times poll. Trump leads Biden in 5 of 6 key swing states and 2 key voting groups. Dessert to Joe for brutal polling for the Democrat. Oh, man. This is absolutely destruction. Dude, check this out. Okay, so among registered voters, Biden only leads in Wisconsin. Trump leads everywhere else. Trump leads in Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Pennsylvania. The poll was big. It is over 4,000 registered voters. This is a monster poll. Donald Trump is breaking away Black and Hispanic voters. Get a load of that. From Nate Cohn, the Times chief political analyst. Trump's strength is largely thanks to gains among young Black and Hispanic voters. Oh, man. Oh, baby. This is going to be so exciting. They're going to dump Biden at the convention. You know they're going to do it. You know they're going to do it. They're going to say that Joe Biden's going to have a scare or a phone call from a family member. Ashley Biden's going to go talk to him during shower time, and they're going to convince Joe not to do it. They're going to do a switcheroo. They're going to do a Gavin Newsom switcheroo. You know that's going to it's got to happen. It's going to happen. I'm waiting for it. The switcheroo. If the 2024 presidential election were held today, who would you vote for? Donald Trump or Joe Biden? You can see Donald Trump just commanding by 4, 6, 8, 7 points in all of these swing states. Look at Nevada. It's out of control. Look at Georgia. That's a 10-point swing. Wow. This is CNN talking about this as they fight back tears. Here we go.
Look, these Sunbelt battleground states, frankly, for the Joe Biden campaign, these numbers are an absolute disaster. The smallest lead is in Arizona for Donald Trump. He's up 6. Look at this, 9 in Georgia, 13 in Nevada. My goodness gracious, my God. That is a huge lead. No Democrat has lost that state since John Kerry lost it back in 2004. How about these Great Lake battleground states? This is something that the Joe Biden campaign can work with. Look, Pennsylvania, Donald Trump up 3, but that's well within the margin of error. Wisconsin, Donald Trump up 1, well within the margin of error. And actually, a Joe Biden lead well within the margin of error, up a point here. This they can work with the Joe Biden campaign. This, the Donald Trump campaign, absolutely loves, and it looks like a lot of the other polling on the Sunbelt battleground.
Yeah, but that's 270 right there. They can't lose those states. Joe Biden can't lose those states. And also lose of course, the New Hampshires and the North Carolinas. Like Joe Biden can't lose them. So that's already the election victory. Again, I want to win as an America First conservative. I don't want to lose as an American First patriot. I don't want to lose. I want to win. 270 gets us there, and that map says 270. CNN continuing I love this guy's named Harry Enton. He's like, I find him very entertaining on CNN and very factual. Harry Enton, continuing, with the sort of open mouth gasping at what Donald Trump has done, or better yet, what Democrats have done for Donald Trump in creating a new coalition of young people, Black people, Hispanic people, sprinting to vote for America First. Check it out.
Looking into the numbers, why do you think Biden is doing better in the Great Lakes and Trump is doing so much better in the Sun Belt?
Yeah, the Trump coalition is changing. That's basically what's cooking here. This is at least one of the big reasons why. So this is among likely voters in all these battleground states we just spoke about. Back in 2020, 84% of the Trump campaigns, the Trump coalition was white. Look where it is now. It's 78%. The non-white portion of the Trump coalition, it was 13% in 2020. Look at this now. It's 19%. So the Trump coalition is becoming more diverse. And, of course, those Sunbelt battleground states are more diverse than the Great Lake battleground states.
You're looking at the Nevadas and the Arizonas here.
Of course. If you look at Nevada, Arizona, heavy Hispanic population, Georgia, heavily African-American population. Michigan does have some Black voters in it, but Pennsylvania and Wisconsin are heavily white.
We knew it would come to this, ladies and gentlemen. We knew it would come to this. Our salt.lib, some of you with the sleuthing can see, the shiny, sparkly salt shaker. For our sodium-deficient friends on MSNBC, we're going to salt Morning Joe. We're going to put some salt in his coffee. Now, Morning Joe was on today saying what we knew was going to happen. It's a Babylon Bee headline in the making. I think this was a Babylon Bee headline. I'm pretty sure. But Morning Joe actually said it. I want you to listen closely. And this is why we're salting Salty Joe this morning. In this clip, they're going to make the case for how voting in the 2024 election is a threat to democracy. We kid you not. So, this is the chickens voting for Colonel Sanders to be president. These guys are saying that if you vote in the American election, that you are a threat to democracy. We knew it would come to this. We knew this was the final collapse of the talking point. This is the final collapse of the talking point. Is that democracy is a threat to democracy. Because these people are actually oligarchical and tyrannical in their positioning, in their thought process in life. They're this type of wickedness that is regularly discussed. Some of the books that I read, Thomas Sowell is just an unbelievable author that I'm trying to read his entire library right now, and I highly recommend it. Do you want to control another person? Like, that's the question. Do you wish to have full end-to-end control of another person? That's the point of all of this, right? Like, do you want to control all of the actions, the deeds, the thoughts, the media consumption, the movements of another person? That sounds like hell on earth to me. There's not a single stitch in my body that wants to totally own or control another person. Yet, the megalomaniacal, atheistic left wishes to do this to fill the God-shaped hole in their hearts. Because they can't accept that there's a God and a creator of the universe who's in charge. They feel like they need to be in charge, and they're enraged at your free will. They're enraged that you have free will to vote for Donald Trump. God forbid. It cuts against their very nature, and so they would rather stop you from voting. This is the way it always works. They are going to get rid of the vote next. This is the next play. To defend democracy, we must stop democracy. That's what they're going to do. This is it. You didn't vote the right way, so it's time for us to destroy your ability to vote. I'm telling you, these people, it's evil. It's the essence of tyranny. It's the essence of godlessness. It's demonic. They wish to control you. Here's Morning Joe. Salt this lib. Here's Morning Joe saying that you, the voter, are the true threat to democracy. Let's go.
We have a vote. We're going to have a vote this fall. And I know a lot of Republicans, John Meacham would call them Peter Millar vest-wearing Republicans, who just want to pretend that it's Bob Dole against Bill Clinton. They're going, well, I just always vote for a Republican. No, this year, you're not just voting for a Republican. It's a vote for a candidate who doesn't believe in the most basic principles of American democracy. And we could get on the list, but I really don't want to waste my breath on it because everybody knows about it. Everybody knows about, the killing of generals and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But you have Republicans, those Peter Millar vest-wearing Republicans who want to say, it's just like, it's Republicans and Democrats. What's the difference? No, it's a vote actually for somebody that does not subscribe to the most basic precepts of American democracy against a candidate who does. And it's really that simple, Donnie, isn't it?
It is. We've said many times on the show, when an authoritarian tells you what they're going to do, you pay attention to him. Well, now his followers are telling you what they're going to do, so you pay attention to it. And for anybody, and Joe, you can tick off the list. We can all tick off the list, whether it's no longer a free election, whether it's a weaponized Justice Department, whether it's an unindependent Federal Communications Commission, on and on and on. We can go. when anybody says to me, well, that's not really going to happen because we've got checks and balances in the institutions, you're already seeing there will be no checks and balances. So not only do we have the tell from Fearless Leader, we have the tell from the lemming followers. So there's no mystery here. So there is absolutely no mystery here. So anybody that votes Republican and doesn't understand you're voting for the end of democracy, just pay attention to the Sunday shows this past weekend.
What a bunch of babies. What a bunch of babies. They know they're going to lose. They know they're going to lose. And so they're already grabbing their rattles and grabbing their pacifiers and screaming from the top of their lungs about how dangerous Donald Trump is, how scary it is. In the midst of trying to put Donald Trump in prison, they're screaming about a weaponized Justice Department. In the midst of Donald Trump facing 91 federal charges, they are screaming about Donald Trump being an authoritarian and a tyrant. As Joe Biden defies the Supreme Court again and again and again and forgives student loans, defies every single measure of correction for him. And now, finally, the final lever of correction is upon us, the election. Do not be complacent. Do not be psyoped by this. These people are all owned and operated, okay? It's a psyop. It's a black and white. It's an Overton window situation. They're going to accuse you of what they are guilty of. And it's Stalinist tactics. It won't work. It's failed. It's embarrassing. It makes me so proud of our show whenever we play clips like that because, man, the standards of broadcasting on MSNBC are pretty low. And the standards of actual commentary are really embarrassing, honestly. Like, it's embarrassing to watch clips like that. So I'm glad we've salted them. Remember the nature of the godless authoritarian. Remember that these people simply wish to control your life down to the it's 1984. You will love Big Brother. You love him. It's down to the very nature of evil. They'll take away your right to vote because they don't like the way you vote. It's incredible. The real threat to democracy are the voters. You know that's where it's going. You know that's where it's going. It really is. It really is regressive. It'll be so fun to watch them cry. We're already preparing 5 months from now. Make sure your tumblers are empty. The tears will flow.